Hello, welcome back. Um, this will be a bit of a shorter ramble. I think I just wanted to give some updates from my last video. I was talking about how I was hoping to start soloing chambers because I felt like I could feel myself getting not okay, angry isn't the right word, but like frustrated and annoyed by trying to do quick duos, uh, and like I would do duos because in the larger teams obviously you're so much less likely to get the item in your name, but so I would even be doing duos and then like all of the items would be in my partner's name, and that was just getting to the point where I was like I was hoping to not learn solos, or I was hoping to avoid that, but like I can see why people do it, so whatever. Eventually, I caved and I decided to give it a shot. I don't remember. I want to say in my last video, I I was around like 180 or 190, probably like 190 KC when I was gonna go ahead and give solos a shot. What I ended up doing was uh, I spent a weekend where literally I would go into Ulm, prep like 50 brews and like 15 restores. And first, I would not even go in with them. Uh, I would literally just go in and um, with no food or anything and just practice the timing on the hands. So, like, the mage hand was what I decided to do first because I'd spoken to other people who were learning, um, and they said the mage hand was a lot easier to get down. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. And it probably took like see, I'm not good at the game. Okay, so that's why I want to give these updates. Is like I'm like I'm not a casual. I play the game way too fucking much to be considered a casual. But like I'm not a gamer when it comes to like actually being able to move and like have a sense for ticks and stuff. It probably took me like 5 hours to get the mage hand correct like a single time. No joke. Like I would go in and try to do the 3 to 0 on the mage hand, and it was just awful. So I ended up doing that, and I finally got it. I would get it like every once in a while. I would get the timing right because what kills me is like I don't think I ever this was ever like explained to me in a video or something, but with solo Cox, you don't react the way that you do when you're doing team raids. You have to like uh it's like all of your actions are like predictive of what the head is gonna do next, rather than like seeing what it's doing and then click. And it's not even like I was like, okay, well if I just see the head is going to do and then click like that exact moment, and it's like no, it's too late. Like your character needs to be in motion while the head is turning. Like as soon as the head begins to move, you already have to be in motion. So that really stumped me for a while. And 4 to 1 on melee hand took a lot longer than the mage hand, but really it was probably like I went into Ulm. I think I did this on a Friday night and a Saturday night. I literally just repeatedly reset the hands. Um, like I had 2 points in the raid for like several hours, and I would just keep dying, running back in, and trying to get the timing right. Um, Eventually, it turned out to be okay, and I got it figured out. 4 to 1 is still obviously, if you have tried to learn solo raids, 4 to 1 is much more difficult than the mage part, and that's part of that is just because there is the aspect of unavoidable damage. You know, like it's 4 to 1, so you are gonna take at least one hit. Uh, I mean, exactly one hit if you're doing it correctly and you're in the cycle already. But like when I'm setting it up and I get hit, then then I will try to eat. And it took me a while to be able to figure out when exactly I can eat and in order to stay in cycle. Um, Also, I will say this too for anyone who's trying to learn. The biggest thing that helped me was using thralls. Um, I mean, of course, at first I didn't do it, um, but because I brought in waters for the flame walls, but learning to flame skip and then being able to have thralls to more consistently turn the head was a lifesaver. Like that, when you're doing the mage hand, you can do, I mean, mage phases with taking 0 damage, and that should be what you can do every time. And it is so much more brain dead when you have thralls and you don't have to worry about okay, if I splash, then I have to run to the far side. Like you don't have to think about any of that shit when you have thralls. So if you're learning, I would say learn flame skip. Stop being a bitch like I was being. I just spend the time to learn it. You're gonna die the first few times, and the thing is, it saves so much damage by having thralls to consistently turn the head that it's okay I if I fuck up my flame skip once and I take a 60, like I'll be okay because I saved so much food during the rest of the mage phases that it's okay to have an extra sip or two at the end. Um, I don't remember if I had gotten to my first deathless raid or not in the last ramble. I want to say that I had not, but I will go ahead and I'll pull up a screenshot in a second. Of my first deathless, I think was on 209 KC, but let me pull up the screenshot. Um, and also, I will say the reason I'm making this video right now is because I just got my first, I'll say, good purple that my first non-prayer scroll item because I had gotten the dex and arcane from duos, and so I was learning solos. It took a long time to be able to do them consistently deathless, but once I finally got that, um, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna grind this until I get a purple. And so that's what I did, and I eventually got a deck scroll. And I was like, okay, that's great, that's great. But then I still was needing to. I was like, that's not. This is gonna sound funny, but I was like, that is not enough. I still need to. I was loving the solos and feeling super motivated, so I was like, well, I should probably just continue to do this until I get one of the items that I actually want. And at that point, literally anything that I wanted was just anything that wasn't a prayer scroll. Because I feel like, yeah, I just was just really hoping to get anything that wasn't a prayer scroll. All right, I said I was gonna pull up the screenshot. I know I've complained before about how laggy my computer gets, and you can probably see that right now. But I have Discord pulled up because I sent a screenshot to my clan. Um, and it's just taking fucking forever. Okay, here's the screenshot. Yeah, so 209 KC, you see 41 and a half minutes. You can see my thrall there, but it's crazy that I finished and I still had 2.5 brews. And to that point, up until that point, I had not even had a deathless. That is crazy to me. And that goes to show part of the inconsistencies. After that first deathless, I think I probably went back and died several times before I ended up getting the another deathless. But I'm at the point now where I can do it more consistently. I've done one that was sub 30 minutes. Normally they're between 30 and a half minutes to 33 minutes, depending on my layout. And I know that that's slow, but I still usually over prep a few brews just in case I die, because I do not want to go in and then die again. Like if I die on head phase and then I go back in and die again, then I'm gonna finish the raid with like 11k points, and I will. That triggers me like beyond. Oh my gosh, it's just so frustrating. Uh, so yeah, I typically over prep like 5 brews. So then if I die, then I just pick them all up and head back in. Uh, so I'll shut the fuck up and show you guys. Let me just show you my collection log for Chambers of Zarek. I got the Ancestral Top this morning, um, like probably 3 hours ago. That is why I'm making this ramble. I've had 3 dexes. One of them was from a solo. The other 3 were all from duos. Um, I don't know what the rate of the Torn Prayer Scroll is, but I feel like I'm spooned as fuck. I don't know. I got literally back on the Torn Scrolls. I got a Tecton like 10 raids before I got this. Um, yeah, I'm just happy I saw something that wasn't a prayer scroll. I wanted to also update you guys because I know the last video I was talking about how I was going to be working on solos, and I wanted to say that like I just grinded it out, and my first deathless was like 2 or 3 days after the last ramble, and then since then I've been grinding them out. Wait, I forget what did it say. My KC was like 280 something, 286. So I've done nearly 100 since the last video. Uh, so like it's gonna be. I think if you're trying to learn, it'll be discouraging at points. I think you just got to grind through it. Uh, I know that sucks. That's really the only option. But just try to learn from your mistakes. I can't recommend enough. Like just going back in uh, and resetting the hands just to help get the timing down initially. Now that I have the ancestral top, I think I'm gonna head back to Fusani's, start grinding that out. The reason I'm making these potions right now because I had been stacking up my prayer pots. Oh shit, dude. Did I show you guys my corp drop? I don't think I did. Oh gosh. I know, spoon. I'm a spoon. I got a spectral. I can't tell. I honestly can't remember if I got this or not. I got a spectral at like 71 KC or something like that. And then I got the elixir like 20 kills later. Uh, I don't even have the prayer level for it, and I don't. I know you can just pay 1.5 mil to get that monk to do it. I think I'm just gonna grind the prayer out. I think I have 88 banked, and I'm also on a Hydra task right now. So if I finish that, I should be really close um, to having 90 prayer banked, and then I'll make the shield. I don't know. I'm slowly hoping to get geared for next. One of my fears is that I'm gonna finally have the gear for next, like an ACB, and Carol's and that shit, and then all of a sudden, everyone that is currently nexing that I know is gonna switch over to Raids 3 whenever that comes out, and which honestly, at this point, it might be too late for me to, unless I got spooned the ACB, but that's not even what my first goal is gonna be. So I think I'm just gonna stick with doing some chambers. I really want to finish Ancestral. I really want to get Claws. Like, I can't even explain. There's something about Claws to me. I've never used Claws on this account. I mean, obviously on this account, but on my main account either. Um, there's something about them that I really want, and like it's really, I mean, diverse. Like you use it on a lot of bosses for your spec weapon. I think it would be really fun to have. So I'm sort of I don't really want to tell myself that I'm gonna grind until then because then I know that claws. I mean, I could easily not get claws until like 900 KC or even higher, and like I don't want to lock myself at chambers and say I can't leave until I get claws. So I think my plan for now is to do some Fosanis. Uh, yeah, that's gonna be the main Fosanis and Cox. Those are gonna be my main goals for now. If I get if I get some pieces of Inquisitor or something, I think I'm gonna just do those two until I either finish. If I get claws, then I'm gonna start getting gear for next. If I finish Inquisitor, then I will also start getting gear for next. So like I guess that'll be my next thing. And by gear for next, um, I think I need ACB and Carols, so to melee and I have I don't know. I need to figure out. I don't really want to camp ACB the whole time, but maybe that's better than like okay, because right now my stab weapon would be an Abbey dagger, uh, which I've seen people use at Nex. I need to see how that actually compares to just camping ACB because like having rubies proc would be. I mean, yeah, I guess I need to do some DPS calcs there or see what other people have done already. Um, and then last but not least, yeah, so at that point I would have claws, ACB, and I need Carol's top and bottom. I'm pretty much gonna say that that's a hard need. Um, yeah. I and then fuck, I needed to work on. I don't know how I'm going to go about doing Arma. I need to unlock Aviancies obviously and do them on task, but maybe both a step under. But I don't want to do that for like a. Look at me, I just tried to fucking. I don't want to do thousands of Arma kills with the freaking step under Bofa method. That just sounds AIDS. And I also don't want to catch chins until I really want. This is just me being picky, but I wish I had Bulwark and freaking Serp Visage. And I don't have a Serp. I've done like 1,000 something kills. That's another thing I got to work on, but we'll get there. So many things to do, not enough time. I also so a bit of a real life update. I graduate from university in a week and a half or 2 weeks pretty much. Then I'm going to Vegas for a week after that, and then I am starting my real job. Uh, I don't know how that's gonna affect how much I play, honestly. Um, yeah, I'll make an update at some point then, and we'll figure that out. That's why I'm really just loving the game right now and loving how much I'm able to play and grind. And I think I'm just gonna keep taking advantage of this time while I have it because I know that it will not last forever. So I guess next time I talk to you guys, hopefully um, I have some of those items I just mentioned. Maybe I'll have gotten some pieces of Armadillo, or if I start working towards next, then I will let you guys know because that means I've got several of those key upgrades I was just talking about. So whatever, drop a like, drop a sub if you so desire. If you made it this far, type a fucking one. Shout out the fuck, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.